Yeah, I was gonna take a nap, so I was like, okay, 4 o'clock. It's like an hour and a half away. Took a little nappy poo. Wake up, get some tea, get going. Uh, Went, lied in bed, but fell asleep relatively fast. I thought honestly, I've been staying up pretty late and waking up pretty early just because it's like holiday, so like family's over. So you got everyone's like waking up super early to drink fucking coffee, like 3 cups, and just like sitting around chatting.
Ew.
It's fun, but it's exhausting.
Yeah.
And so then I took a nap. I set an alarm for like 3:30, and I was like, cool. When this goes off, I'll give me plenty of time to wake up, whatever. And I remember my alarm going off, and I said, "Fuck off, bro." And I just kind of like, I was like, "Oh, I'll just, give me another minute or so, and I'll get up." And then all of a sudden, my phone goes off, and it was you saying, "Ready whenever." And I was like, "Oh, 3:57. Oh, fantastic. Let me get out of bed." And I shot
Oh,
out of bed
good.
really
Yeah.
fast. I was gonna learn. Um, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and I looked up the chords for that song, and there were like 3 extra chords that I have not learned yet. I
Oh,
was very upset because it might take me a while to learn that. But I did learn Jingle Bells on piano last week, so
nice.
I am covered on that.
Very
I
nice.
wanted to come in, it's finally Christmas time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mellow Brick
It's
Road.
starting to feel like Christmas time.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It snowed.
Yeah, it did
We got some
snow.
snow, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Did you
It
did you
was
enjoy
not
that?
fun for me though, because the day it snowed, we went and picked up Omega from his grandpa's,
Mm-hmm.
and we were stuck on I-70 for like 3 hours.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
fun, dude.
Yeah, we had a dip like it was between Midway and the first like Columbia exit on Stadium. That
Yep,
little dip, that
yep.
little valley, it was just icy
I,
enough, but also slick
I've
enough where
seen,
semis got stuck there and couldn't
yeah,
go up the hill.
I've seen dozens upon dozens of cars just get piled on top of each other right there.
Yeah.
Exactly what you're talking about. I remember leaving work one day from Midway, and I took that I took a little side road to get away because
Yeah.
I was like the highway's gonna be packed,
Yeah.
and I went on the side road and get to that little dip, and I saw there was a cop or the firefighter at the top of the dip, and he goes, I was like, "Is it safe to go through?" He talked to the dude in front of me, this truck, who was not. He didn't like me. And I kind of, while I was driving, he was stuck on the bottom of this hill, on the bottom of this turn, and I was on the top of the road turning. I had my tires
Yeah.
on the grass. And I got a little too confident. I made it through the whole turn, and I was like, I got this. Back on the road. As soon as my tires hit the road again, I went started sliding. I was like, oh shit! And I slid. I had my brakes on, which was funny because it actually helped me not slide. And
Yeah.
he was directly like I was here. He was already sitting here, and he was just. I stopped right here, and we were like, "What's up, bro?" And I ended up I slid because I was on ice. I slid into him barely. I barely touched, and he drove forward, and I slid all the way into the ditch, and he didn't like me. I tried being like, "Hey man, are you okay?" Like, "Whoa, what? Look at this weather," or whatever.
Yeah.
He was some old man. He was like,
Nah.
I got to get to wherever I'm going." And so he talked to the firefighter and kind of did one of these things with his hand. Kind of did one of those out the window and just kept
Wow.
driving down this valley. And I watched me and this firefighter. We were talking, and I was like, "Is it safe to go?" And he's like, "Well, I told that guy it's probably best to just wait for the salt truck to get here." And I got out of my car. And we just stood. I stood next to the firefighter. We just watched this guy go down, and then just like as soon as he got to the bottom of the valley, just like did like a full
Oh man.
360 and went straight down this ditch. Literally, his truck was like vertical, like 90 degrees. It was crazy. He like opened the door and fell out. It was hilarious. He should have
Yeah.
listened.
Yeah.
And then the salt truck. 5 minutes later, salt truck came
Oh,
by.
that's not bad.
Yeah, there was no salt on it.
Oh.
He's like, I'll be right back. I got to go back into downtown and get
Why
more
even stop
salt.
and tell us then?
Yeah. So I just sat there.
Nothing pisses me off more than that.
I was there for like 6 hours, I think,
Actually.
because I didn't want to leave. I was scared. I didn't want to get there. Dude, there were literally like there had to have been close to 100 cars on both sides of this ditches all the way.
Yeah.
And like me and like 50 other cars, these people had like a long driveway. They were like, you can just park in the driveway that way you're off the road. And so I just sat there, just watched cars fall off the ditch over and over again. Helped a few people out, but and then finally the salt truck came by. I was nervous because I was dog sitting someone's dog at the time, so I was
Oh.
really scared. I was like, I gotta get home and feed this dog. My phone was almost out of battery. I was freezing to death. It was just bad. It was just not a
Yeah.
good. So the next day after that, I went to the mall and I bought a sleeping bag, hot hands, hot feet things, like a bunch of them. Put it in the back of my car. And I carry it with me everywhere in my car, summer
Smart.
or winter, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually do pretty good about like keeping clothes in my car, but now that I don't have a trunk that I can easily access, it's
Yeah,
sucks actually.
yeah.
Um but dude, there was also someone on 70 that did a complete 180 in front of us, like on the
Oh,
highway, before we hit like the midway exit or anything.
mm-hmm.
And luckily, like I was in the right lane. We were going about 40, 45 because it was just like snow everywhere and it hasn't been touched by salt trucks or anything.
Mm.
And guy next to me is going like 55. There's a there's like a grand something or other that passed me and then just quickly got in front of him and then just as soon as he hit my lane just started spinning,
Oh
and
my
so I started
God.
slowing down. A bunch of cars behind me started slowing down, but luckily there was an
Uh,
exit ramp that he hit. Didn't actually
like ping
cause any
pong.
damage, but
Ding,
like
ding, 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 ding.
he just no he just like hit the exit ramp and like spun, stopped, and then was able to like get back in. But
Oh
I was
God.
just like, dude, I just want to get home so
Yeah,
bad.
we've done that before.
Yeah, that
The
was crazy because we didn't like
yeah,
speak a word during it.
it was fun. It was fun because it was just we were just going along, music's playing, and all of a sudden, we both just noticed that it was like shing, just started
Yeah,
spinning, and just not a single word. All the no all the cars in front of us and behind us all stopped.
yeah,
We had a good buffer space. We just did
yeah.
a couple
We ended up in
spins.
that like guy's driveway.
Like okay, put
All
it
right.
back in drive. Let's go.
Yeah,
That was fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that's the most I've. Luckily like that, and then like just the one time I slid down the road on that curve. That's the most that's ever happened to me. Thankfully, during snow.
Yeah, I don't think I just try to avoid snow as much as possible. Now that I have a truck, it's I'm not as worried, but
Right. Yeah. See, my car is very light,
yeah,
which is weird. I don't like it 'cause you can feel it.
yeah,
Usually, when people are like, they say that, I don't know what that means. But when it gets, when it's snowy or windy outside, I really can tell.
yeah. Yeah, and that's why like Missouri kind of sucks because it's just like Missouri gets all the seasons and stuff, and that's nice, but we're not
Yeah.
equipped for it. That's why I liked Minnesota. Like Minnesota, you had a lot of snow, but they were equipped for a lot of snow all the time. And so like
Mm,
they'd call for like 8 inches. And then like in the morning by 6 o'clock, everything was already plowed, salt on the road, like you were good to go. Like there was never
right.
any issues.
Yeah. Well, that they just have it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're more prepped for it. We in Missouri, we like to pretend Like when it's winter, we go, "Oh my gosh, it's so cold. I wish it was summer again. Please just let it be summer and hot." And then when it's summer, we're like, "Oh my god, it's so hot. I can't breathe anymore. I
Yeah,
wish it was winter when it's cold." We just do that. We do that all year long. All we do is there. We go, "Oh my gosh, the weather. Oh, it's just it goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it gets down. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
true.
I'd rather be in like New Mexico, I guess. Then if we're picking places that we'd rather be. Um,
Maybe Arizona.
no, not
I
Arizona.
don't
See,
know.
that's the thing. No, Arizona's that's where it's like hot and it's desert and dry. New Mexico is like Arizona, but with grass. New Mexico has the grass and the cacti
Where's there grass in New Mexico?
everywhere. Where's there grass in Arizona? Nowhere. It's
I'm
all
not saying there's
desert.
grass in Arizona. I
New
just
Mexico
think
has New Mexico has the plants.
I
It's
feel like
got
New
the
Mexico is more
grass.
deserty than you're
No, you're
thinking.
wrong. No, you're wrong.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never been to New Mexico, I don't think.
I've been to New Mexico. I've driven literally through all of that. I
Okay.
know.
All right, fair enough. Dun, 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 dun.
Just got out of Thanksgiving, bro. I'm all about the debating. I'm a master debater now. Having to fight through the political turmoil that is Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Uh,
luckily there was like no politics talk in my Thanksgiving, so that
yeah,
was
actually, it was
nice.
pretty chill. But yeah, it's weird that I don't know. I guess I don't know if I've heard anyone making any like
I
political.
think most Trump people are just happy that Trump won, so like they don't really give a shit to brag about it anymore. Because in their minds, they're
Oh,
like, yeah, like of course he was going to win. Like I don't know why you guys thought he wasn't, you
what
know.
you're
So
saying
what's
is
there to talk about?
reality is starting to set in.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can't
no,
because
not
eventually bragging's not going to be. We'll see what
yeah,
happens.
yeah. It's going to be interesting. Things are going to cost a lot of money.
You want to talk about interesting family talk for
Okay,
for future holidays? Let me tell you
okay.
about this family, and we can discuss how their future Thanksgiving conversations are going to go. Did you hear about this couple in, not even a couple, in
Oh,
Miami? Uh,
oh,
the Miracle Baby. You heard about this
no,
Miracle Baby and
no.
the Miami-Dade inmates? They had they a woman.
Who was incarcerated for like over 2 years? Was pregnant and had a baby?
She was pregnant, and they were like, "How did you become pregnant?" By another person in the jail that she's never met before in person. Another guy. Are you reading it right now? It looks like you're reading it.
No, I'm not reading. I'm reading the room, I
Oh,
guess.
okay. So she. This happened back in January when the family, like when she announced that she was pregnant, and the family was like, "What happened?" And they did a DNA test, and they were like, "It's coming from inside the prison."
Well, of
Right? So
course,
they're like,
yeah.
"Wait, what? How's that happening?" The woman's name is that her name? Daisy Link. Yeah, Daisy Link. 29-year-old. Still can't believe it happened. Basically, she was in. She was talking with this other inmate named da, 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 Juan DePez. Juan DePez. Joan DePez. I don't know. I'm actually not 100% sure.
Okay.
Uh, but then the DNA test, the results show that he is the father. Basically, what they did was like they had a vent. She was I think she was up she was on a higher floor than he was, and there was a
Oh,
vent in her room that like was connected to his. So they would talk. That's what she said. Like that's how people would like talk to each other in the prison. It
oh,
was like they would talk to these vents, and so I guess everyone could hear it. I don't know. And they would talk for a while, and then they realized that their vents were like pretty connected. Like if she put something in her vent, this is what that Joan Juan was saying. He like if she threw a pin in her vent, it would fall down. He could grab it from his. Right? It was like connected like directly like that. And so she would leave like notes. They'd pass like all kinds of stuff to each other, and the way that they would have a baby is, let me see if I can get. I'm pulling it up right now. So he would masturbate,
of course.
and
That's it.
yeah, I'm trying. So
He just aim it good, I guess.
So no, he'd put the semen in saran wrap every day, like 5 times a day for like a month straight.
Ew.
And so she says, this is some Daisy. She quote, he would kind of like roll it up almost like a cigarette, and he would attach it to the line that we had in the vent, and I would pull it through. From there, I had placed it inside of, the yeast infection applicators. I had
Ew.
placed it inside of there, and then from there, yeah, I administered it. End quote. She said it took only a few tries before she became pregnant. This is crazy. It's insane. It's unbelievable. I love it. I'm not like I don't know. We'll see what happens. It was one of those things where like she's gonna be in prison for a while, and she's like by the time I get out, I might be like past the time where I can give birth, like have babies. So might as well try it out. I think it's basically
Yeah,
she was like she was talking to this guy and was like, "You seem cool."
that's crazy.
I
But
know. Why not? So congrats.
yeah, congrats on the sex, I guess, in a
It
way.
wasn't sex. It wasn't sex. It says the baby was born on June 19th. And it's staying at the dad's mom's house. They're now the couple, Link and DePaz, are now in different jails, but still talk on the phone, and they have like
So it was a
FaceTimes or
co-ed
whatever.
jail?
I guess it must. Well, my think is it was probably co-ed, but like the women were on this floor and the men were on this floor, is what it sounds like. But the right now the Miami-Dade Corrections Facility is going through a little bit of an internal investigation, so I'm sure more information will come out soon about
I
that. But
mean, I guess. I mean, I don't. What's so wrong about
because
that? I guess if you want to do
well,
that,
there's nothing wrong with it, but it's like how did this happen without the guards knowing about it is one thing, and it's like well they were in their cells, so I mean you've seen Shawshank Redemption. He doesn't dig the tunnels while the guards are like fucking hey, what
yeah,
are you doing in there? No, he waits till they're all
yeah,
sleeping, and then he just starts digging. Like he's not gonna, he's gonna jerk off. What are you doing? Pass, what are you doing? Trying to make a baby.
yeah.
Jerk off in the saran wrap. You get saran wrap in prison?
And also, like, I'm sure people jerk off in prison all the time. They don't stop them.
Of course you
At
do.
least as long as it's in the cell, I guess.
There's all kinds of sexual deviancy happening in jail. It's
For sure.
amazing. This can't be the first time this has happened, but maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, it is. Maybe this is why just mean they should keep men and women in different prisons.
I
Segregation
mean,
through gender segregation through the prison system.
I think that's a very weird way to put it, but I mean, I think depending on the crime,
Yeah.
like if it's a sexual crime,
Do you think
maybe that
that
person should be in a different cell than I don't know.
do you think that this baby
I
has
don't think
a
it's a big
better potential to be Megamind than the normal average baby?
maybe.
It might
It
be
probably won't turn out like Michael Mine though.
no. It would be interesting to see if the baby was like very like MacGyver esque, like it was
That'd
very
be
like
cool.
very resourceful because it just for some reason like for like part of the baby's like whole genetic makeup somehow remembers how it was made in like a MacGyver way, and it becomes like it's like very resourceful with tools and stuff. That'd be cool.
It
That'd
would
be
be
fun to
dope.
know. Do you
Yeah.
think it would have to what they would need that baby will need to do something pretty great, significant to like to not be like, oh, the baby, like the the jail baby, just discovered a new atom or something, Because
Yeah.
wouldn't it become like he's not the guy who was born from his parents in jail through the air vents. He's the guy who rediscovered mammoths or something, That'd be a hard name to get rid of, is what I'm saying. A hard nickname
Yeah.
to get past,
For
especially now
sure.
that it's on the podcast now, so now everyone's gonna know about it.
For sure.
But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I don't really have a problem with it.
Oops.
But can't you do like conjugal visits? Is that a
Yeah.
thing that? But can you do that?
Not with someone in the
That's what
prison,
I'm.
I don't think.
That's what. But can't you? Don't people meet in prison though? So doesn't that happen sometimes?
Yeah, but I don't
Can you
think they
not?
actually meet in person.
But can you? Could you arrange like what if it's like you have your guard, I have my guard. We just like we're just handcuffed to a table, but we're just sitting there talking,
I'm sure there's some kind of relationships that happen like
right?
that, but they're probably on the hush hush and they're most of the time probably same sex.
But why does it? But that's what I'm saying is like, yeah. So we would have been this situation where it's like you have men and women in the same building. I just
But it
feel
sounds
like
like they never met up ever. They just happen to be on top of each other like cell.
right, but couldn't you just be like, hey guard? Couldn't you ask? Or is that I don't know. That's something I just
No,
don't know.
because you're a criminal, so therefore you don't get special treatment.
Hmm. Well, I bet she got special treatment when she was in the hospital giving birth.
Yeah, probably not.
I don't know. Probably
The
not. The
U.S.
healthcare in this.
mortality rate is
I was about to
terrible.
say, baby seems fine. So
That's good.
everything seems fine. This will be something probably brought up in a future episode when things get, when they clear some things up with the how like just what was going on within the prison. Because I'm sure they'll, but maybe I don't know. Because usually when they do prison investigations, they find a lot of dirty stuff.
And I
Like
mean, who?
this isn't even
Yeah,
that bad. So like maybe I bet people in the prison are like, don't look into this because you're gonna find
and
a lot of
who would
fucked
have
up.
thought like that would have even worked? To be honest with you,
Exactly. I mean, it's amazing. It's funny too. That's like, oh yeah, it only took a few tries. How many people are trying that right now in prison? How many women are trying that right now?
I don't know. I feel like most. I don't know.
What
I'm
if
not a woman. I can't
what
speak.
if my wife's in jail and I'm like, oh, I'm coming here for like a maybe not a conjugal visit, just like a visit, and I go to the bathroom, jerk off into a saran wrap, and I like hand it to her. Sounds
Yeah,
so gross when you say it like that.
yeah.
Uh, I don't know. I guess I would just do a
I just
conjugal
don't think
visit.
people would want to do that,
I
but
just feel
more
like
power
there's
to
a
them.
lot. I just feel like it's a lot easier to just be like, hey, who's the guy in the cell below me? Like, what's his deal? But again, I don't know. I've never been to prison before. Maybe I should ask someone who
You're probably
knows.
also super bored in prison, so why not?
Exactly. That's why people get jacked
Yeah.
and like they start reading a bunch because there's nothing else to do. Weird story. Congrats to the mother though.
Yeah,
Congrats on your baby.
congrats.
It's amazing. You're down in history now. That's definitely going. This is going down in history, no matter which way you look at it. So it's just a fascinating story
This is a
in
neat little
prison.
tidbit.
Yeah. Did you see the first ever robotic cameras that got shot off into the stratosphere?
Mm-mm.
This company, Near Space Labs, startup in Brooklyn. They uh they have these swift robots. They call them these autonomous, ultra high resolution aerial imagery robots, and they like shot them into the stratosphere. And they're supposed to be like the greatest, like enhanced resolution cameras that they can use for like mapping out entire like acres of land at once. So that's fun.
That is cool. I like technology, man.
Yeah, but yeah, just seems a little 1984 esque.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of things that have been done in the past 10 years is 1994 esque.
Well, the main thing for this is it's for insurance companies
Yeah.
that really want this, because that way they can better screw people over when their houses burn down during like wildfires and whatnot. They can get like more accurate readings on like just how much damage was done and all this stuff. So that's from what I was reading. That's mainly who's like, yeah. Let's get
Yeah.
this going, dude. Which is good because a lot of times you could get screwed over because they don't believe that your insurance don't believe the damage that you reported, or they're using like information that's super old, that's like outdated. So this will give them more accurate modern readings, which I guess is fine.
Yeah. Let's hope it like doesn't screw over more people than it does help people.
Now that Mason, now that'd be crazy. When does that ever happen? I think a nationwide stratospheric high resolution cameras that are autonomous, I think that's only going to be beneficial for everyone.
Yeah, true.
regardless of my sarcastic tone.
True. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. So we'll see that. We'll see how that goes. Well, one thing I saw, it's basically like they're like weather balloons for the most part, and which is funny because do you remember earlier this
Yeah.
year with the Chinese balloon? Everyone's
Yeah.
like, "What's that balloon? What's that balloon?" And they're like, "It's a spy balloon. It's a this or that." And I really feel like I think we actually fished it out of we shot it down. It landed in the ocean. We fished it out, and they legit just like reverse engineered it. And now we're like, "Look what we came up with." And it's like the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, probably.
It
That's
looks
what
like the same
America
thing.
is good for. We just rip off everyone else and call it our own.
Exactly. That's what we're supposed to be doing with
Yeah,
all the crazy talk about us, being like isolationists for the next 4 years. It's really like we get a lot of good ideas from other people.
for sure.
Like, I mean, I don't know. Here's something fun that I wanted to talk about
Okay.
while we're here. Word of the year came out. Did you see
Uh-oh.
this? The new
Is
word
it
of the
Unk?
Oxford Word of the Year. What'd you say? Is it unk?
Yeah.
No, no, it's not unk.
Nice.
And you know what? No, I'll hold it. I'm gonna hold off right now. You almost got me
Okay.
started. I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna step back. I'm gonna step back. The
Okay.
word of the year, the Oxford Word of the Year for 2024, which is annoying because it's two words: brain rot.
Uh,
Brain rot. A noun, supposed deterioration of a person's mental or intellectual state, especially viewed as a result of overconsumption of material (parentheses now particularly online content) considered to be trivial or unchallenging. Also, something characterized as likely to lead to such deterioration.
mm,
So there you go. It says our experts noticed that brain rot gained new prominence this year as a term used to capture concerns about the impact of consuming excessive amounts of low quality online content, especially on social media. So yeah, the first recorded use of brain rot was found in 1854 in Henry
oh,
David Thoreau's book Walden, but has taken on new
nice.
significance as an expression in the digital age. I love that book. Henry David
Never
Thoreau,
heard of it.
he's my hero. Walden is the book when he went to Walden. He like left society to live in the woods at near Walden's Pond. He built like a log cabin and stuff there. He lived there for a few years, and he wrote about it in Walden. Great. I think it's accurate. It's fine. Brain rot
Hmm.
seems to be
I think it's a good word to use. I think it's a healthy way to tell someone stop doing that.
sounds about right. You
Yeah.
know, yeah,
And in a nice way too. It's like, dude,
yeah.
that's brain rot. Like,
That's
oh,
brain rot.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's skibbity toilet. And like,
Yeah.
no, that's brain rot.
Ah,
Same
true.
thing. Yeah. So yeah, brain rot. Tell your friends about it. Use it. I guess people have been using it in sentences. So there you go. Uh,
More like tweets.
yeah, yeah, or more like X's. Yeah,
Yeah, true.
I don't. What do they call them? I think we've talked
I
about
think they
this
still call them
before.
tweets. I don't know, but
So stupid. That's how you know what you did was stupid.
I think
People
Elon Musk
refuse.
and what's his name, the Facebook guy, I forgot his name, are
Zuckerberg.
pissed off because I guess they have had a lot of people leave their platforms and are going to this blue sky.
Oh, well, when
And
you support fascism, it kind of
yeah,
tends to
and I
happen.
didn't realize it, but Blue Sky is the original Twitter team.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so and like
I didn't
everyone
know
says, it's
that.
like an old Twitter feel.
I saw the CEO of Blue Sky. She was like, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna become a tech like fascist, evil dictator thing." And everyone's like, "Oh, just you wait." They all say that, lady.
Yeah,
It'll be fun when Blue Sky turns gray.
yeah,
Oh, turn cloudy sky. Um. So yeah, brain rot. I don't know. I guess it's just. I think people are aware that the internet's full of like misinformation and shit like that, but people just don't. They're just like they don't care. You're not gonna get people off of social media. Did you see that Australia actually put a ban? They just passed
yeah,
a ban for teens under 16. That would
yeah.
never pass in the U.S. People would lose their fucking minds because I
I
mean
mean,
that's
I don't think
actually
it's a bad
I
idea.
don't think it's a bad idea at all. I think it's a great idea. It'd be interesting to see. how how that develops in the next few years. But
I feel like that'd be hard to track though.
yeah, and I don't know.
And
It's
like
just I don't
if
know.
you have social media, do you have to go through like a 3-step verification process? Do you have to give like a credit card and like all this shit just to prove you're like an adult?
That is a good question. Yeah, I don't really actually know how. Like the whole thing with like banning TikTok. It's like how do you actually ban that because it's on the internet? Like
Yeah.
people can get to it
I
if
don't
they
know.
just look this torrent or whatever.
I definitely think there's something with social media and something to do with people's mental states now because there's definitely a weird similarity when like social media became popular in like mental states of those people. But
Or just
I don't
people
know,
are just
man.
there's so much information and you can get it so fast, and now people now it's like we got it too fast. Now people like their attention span is gone. So they want like quicker headlines that explain the whole article. So they don't have to really read the article because they don't have time to read the article because they got to look at other articles and other social media posts and other, they got a job and they got another job and they got bills and more bills and
Yeah.
kids and
And it could just
dogs.
be, yeah,
Yeah,
the just different stressors of everything, you know?
yeah. It's just we're getting stretched a little bit too thin here with technology. So then we invent AI because AI is going to take the pressure off. Or actually, instead of what it did is actually added more pressure because now people are like flooding the market with all this AI art and to the people that were trying to get that startup for like an AI like you can like write books and they were going to flood the market with like 8,000 AI generated books. And it's like go fuck yourself. What are you doing? Get out of here. Why would you do that? Why would you want to just like destroy the market of books? It's just so stupid.
Yeah.
It's just people doing things to do things, and I don't know. I just don't know, man. It's weird. The world is weird. Brain rot.
Yeah.
That's fun to do. So yeah, today's sponsor is Hooves. 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 I never knew. I can never figure out how to pronounce that word.
I
Uh,
just say one and go with it.
yeah. Uh, They're hooves, pig hands for when you're playing with the pig skin, right? These are mittens for playing football, American football. Because fucking, Ryan Reynolds made soccer real popular again in this country. So these are American football gloves. They're basically just mittens for football players to wear. That way, they don't hurt themselves or others while playing the game. Basically, the big thing I've been seeing in football, and I know that people at Hooves have been seeing it too, is the constant face masks and holding and all this stuff that just slows the game down. It just come on, guys, what are we doing? We got to do proper tackling techniques. Uh, what is it like? Face mask with the one where you pull from the back
Horse
collar,
collar.
horse collar, all that stuff. So these gloves, being essentially just football gloves with the fingers connected, will basically stop all of that from happening for the most part. You might be able to figure out a way to do it, but it keeps your hands and your fingers together, so there's no like random grabbing and stuff like that. You have to actually tackle someone, which I know sounds crazy. You actually have to do your job properly. And it's not for quarterbacks or receivers on offense. Everyone else though has to have them on. And I think it'll make 'cause even the defensive receivers will also have to wear them, which will make it harder for them to get interceptions. But I think the more difficult it is, it'll make it more exciting if you do get an interception, right? Because it shouldn't be that easy for you to get an interception, right? You're not supposed to. You're supposed to stop them from catching the ball. You get an interception, and then it's just like, okay, now we're wasting time. You got to score. They gotta try and score again. So this will just save everyone time. It's available for all levels of the sport. Rec league, sport leagues, flag football, all the way to like high school and
Nice.
stuff like that. So that's hooves, the pig hands for when you're playing with the pig skin. Sign up today. They support the show. You support us, you support them, you support them, you support us.
Right.
You
That's how it
support
works.
you support safety in sports.
Sports.
Sports. Hashtag sports. Hashtag hooves. Hashtag MBR hooves. There we go.
Right.
Everyone. So grab your football mittens today, and have a safer and more properly played game also today.
Yeah.
There you go. Hooves. The pig hands for when you're playing with the pig skin. Great
Nice.
company. Mason, let's get to your fantasy reality check.
Hmm.
What's going on? I saw Christian McCaffrey hurt again.
Yep, he is on the
They
IR
they lost.
again.
What is it? 49ers lost, and he got hurt. So I'm glad you traded that guy.
Yeah, it was I saw a video of the injury because like
Oh
I got a
no.
notification that it just said CMC gave himself up and now is heading to the medical tent. I was like, what does that even mean? Because I wasn't watching the
Yeah.
the game. And then I saw a video of it, and yeah, he's just running slow mo, and then all of a sudden you just see his left calf turn into a ball. Just like
Ooh.
it shoots up like it just goes up his muscles, it just does ripples up his muscles, and then you just see like
Uh,
it just gets super tight in the top of his leg. And I was just like, yep, I remember seeing that in person in high school with one of my coaches, and that was a crazy thing to witness.
I
So
remember. I remember. I remember that. That was funny. That wasn't
yeah,
funny. It was funny after.
it was not funny because like it
No,
was
it
kind of
was it
funny
was only it
because
was funny after that, like
for
long
sure.
after, because he'd go to weightlifting and he'd be like, "Come on, guys, make sure you go stretch, make sure all of that," and then you'd see him like walk over to the bleachers and start like stretching out his Achilles tendon, and you're just like, "Coach, you better make sure you're stretching. You don't want to pull that tendon again." And he'd be like, "You shut up," and you're like,
Yeah.
"Ah, you fucker."
Yeah, I just remember it was me and Delana. We were partners and we were waiting for our next game. And when it happened, he thought me or Delana like threw our paddle and just hit him in the back of the leg. And you're like, why would we do that? You
Oh
just make us
yeah,
run.
you were
Like,
playing
why would we
pickleball.
do that? Yeah.
That's funny too.
Yeah.
He pulled it.
Before pickleball was so popular.
Yeah, it's true. He was ahead of his time.
Yeah. But no, that was crazy just to witness in person. But yeah, I saw the video. I was like, yep, I've seen that
Yikes,
before.
dude. Well, who would have guessed that was gonna happen?
Yeah, dude. I got a text from my buddy that I traded him to, and he's like, "You officially won the trade." I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Like that sucks.
I'm
Like that
glad.
really
Well, hey, you
sucks."
know what? You saw the writing on the wall. You said, he has both his Achilles tendons are messed up. Maybe I'll back off of him.
Ah, dude, it was just I almost still didn't do it because it's just like he's so good that I was still like maybe there might be a chance, but
You never
no,
know.
I'm glad I traded him. I
No,
was just so over him at the beginning of the season. So,
McCaffrey is human after all.
yeah.
Yeah. Jeez Louise. What else is going on with your fantasy team?
I think since the last time we talked about it, I've lost every game so far, so I'm still bottom three.
It's okay.
Um, I changed my name. I don't know if I said this yet, but I changed my name to 2025's first round pick because I will probably end up being next season's first round pick
Yeah,
because I
that's
did the
okay.
worst in the league. But
Yeah.
that's okay.
Hey
It's
man,
all right.
the Blues, man, they're barely trudging along. They fired their coach again. Another coach fired halfway through the season, which is normal for hockey. But so we
Which
got
is
rid of
crazy.
yeah, I know. Well,
Why is there
so
so many
Bannister.
people?
It's amazing that Bannister survived as long as he did, only because because he came in halfway through last season after Blues fired their like legendary longtime coach, which is crazy. Um, he came in. He was the coach for an affiliate team. I'm pretty sure, and so I just thought he was he has like a quick stand-in. So I didn't know he was actually gonna play the coach for this season. And then they fired him after like a 5 game losing streak. I think 5 or 6.
That's a lot of loses, a lot of
Yeah,
losses.
and they could have easily won all of those games. And so they hired Jim Montgomery, who he it was actually kind of crazy because I saw that they hired Montgomery. And I was like, okay, cool. This is the Bruins. He used to coach for the Boston Bruins,
Okay.
and he got fired on like Tuesday, and on Wednesday he was
Oh,
hired as the coach. Basically, is how it went down. He was hired as for the
oh,
Blues,
it's
and
good for him.
the Blues signed him to a 5-year contract. I was like,
That's
holy
crazy. That
shit!
guy just got fired from another organization. You want to hire
Yeah,
him for 5 years?
he has like one of the longest. He had just so he was for the Bruins for like 2 seasons. A couple seasons ago, he had literally like he got Coach of the Year. He had the most
Hmm.
wins, like record breaking wins for like a for the Bruins, like all this stuff. Last season he had an okay season, um, and then this season I guess just hasn't been going that well. I don't really know. Pretty sure the Bruins beat us, and then uh, now he now he's our coach, and this first 2 games they won.
Nice.
They broke the losing streak immediately. They had a crazy win his first game. His first game was insane that they won.
That would be like the best feeling ever to get fired from an organization, immediately picked up by someone
Yeah.
else, and then win your first game. You're like, okay, yeah,
I was
let's get
texting
this started.
Trace. I was texting Trace during the game. I was like, I do want the Blues to win, of course, but I would feel bad if they won because like Bannister is gonna be like, ah, shit. Like as soon as he leaves, they start winning again, and oh well, that's what happened. So
I mean, I think unfortunately that's just how the pros are, man. Because like when
yeah,
you're in the younger leagues, like a lot of it's coaching that you need to win. But at the end of the day, it's just the player's talent, and like there's just definitely teams that are more talented. But once you get to the pros, everyone's super talented. Even the worst
yeah,
teams have like the best college players
exactly,
on it. So
exactly.
like it's the coaches that win the games.
And the Blues have been, I mean, they've had so many people hurt this year. So
Mhm.
many. Like half of our like lineup was gone for most of the season. And we're finally starting to get some people back. Um but it's like you get one person back and like two more get injured. It's insane. This season is just weird for every sport it seems.
Yeah, I mean
So
this
we'll
might be the first year the Detroit Lions win a Super Bowl and maybe forever.
I don't know the Chiefs, man. That's what they say. They might go,
Yeah, I
but
mean that. Yeah, but here's the thing: the Detroit Lions are 10-1 right now. I think
yeah, and everyone's saying the Chiefs, all of their wins the last like however many
they've been
weeks have been
bad. They've
like
been bad wins.
they've been like real quick, one possession
Yeah,
and they win. It's like that. So
yeah.
I don't know.
No, the Chiefs are good, but they're starting to turn to the Patriots, and so like 10 years from now, you're going to hear people talk about how much they hate the Chiefs, just like when we were growing up, they talked about how much they hate the Patriots.
Yeah, true.
Which I'm fine with because I'm not a big fan of the Chiefs anyway. Patrick
And
Mahomes is fun to watch, but I'm tired of them winning. Stop winning. Just stop
see,
winning.
but like that's a stupid reason. Like they're not going to stop winning. That's what they're paid to win.
I know, but that's the whole point of the draft is so the worst teams get the best players and eventually they get up to where they need to be. And it's supposed to be like this ebb and flow kind of thing, right? But it just seems like the Chiefs are stuck up here and no one else can climb to the top because the Chiefs just keep smacking them down, you know?
Maybe
I also
someone should.
just I was blocking the mic the whole time, so I don't know if that came out well, but
I heard you. You're fine.
okay.
I think everyone just needs to start winning more and beat the Chiefs. I don't know, just beat them. Everyone's saying they're going to lose in the first round because of how like bad they've been. Like they've been winning, but like it's been so close that when they actually meet a team that's like ready to play for the playoffs, they're going to get spanked. But I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I mean, it's the Chiefs. I think they're going to win, unfortunately. And that's another reason why I'm okay with saying that I want them to lose because I feel like they're not going to lose.
Right? I don't know.
I don't know
I don't
either.
watch them either way. So I just happened to hear that on the news today. Someone was talking about. It was like can the Kansas City Chiefs be trusted? And I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what can they be trusted. I think it meant like can they be trusted to like win? Like it was like a
Yeah, it's
can we
like,
trust them to where I can bet money on them winning the Super Bowl? And they were like, no, probably not. Uh, and you know, I
yeah.
don't know.
I mean, Andy Reid's a good coach.
He's a good coach.
Would I
He's a good
bet money
coach.
on it? I don't know, but
I won't.
I can now because it's legal in the state of
Mm,
Missouri.
actually, I mean it's passed, but you can't do it yet, sir. I
That's
think you have to
fine. I don't
wait
want to.
until it. I think you have to wait until next year when they can start handing out. Oh no, maybe not. Something about handing out licenses they have to do next year, but I don't. People don't get licenses to. I actually don't know how gambling
To be like a
works.
gambling house, you probably need a license.
That's yeah, probably that.
To place bets in an actual establishment, you probably need a license.
I have no idea. I probably won't. But maybe
Yeah,
I
I
will. I don't know.
mean,
I guess we'll see. Maybe I'll become
I
a
mean,
horrible
I
gambler.
spent yeah, I've spent $10 on a fucking uh video game app. So like I don't need like sports betting, you know?
Right, right. Oh, hey, did you buy anything fun for Black Friday? Did you get yourself any fun gifts?
No, not really. Nothing really entices me. Like
Hmm.
everything I've won, I've got. So
Yeah.
um I need a new phone, but I'm just been too lazy to get a new phone because mine works. It's just the charging sucks for it because it has to be
Hmm.
like it has to be at like a 37-degree angle, and if it moves ever so slightly, then it stops charging.
Well, why don't you just get a new charger? Why you gotta
I've
need a
tried
new
getting new
phone?
chargers, and they just it's still the same thing. It's that you have to put it at that angle.
Like that
It's the
Futurama
phone.
joke.
It's not the charger.
Like that Futurama joke where he's like, "Oh, the battery in the remote's dead. Let's go get a new TV."
Yeah,
That's one of my favorite
and
jokes.
yeah, dude. And I mean, honestly, I do be like that sometimes, where it's just like it would just be so much simpler just to buy a new whatever.
Hmm.
Which we're supposed to be in the age where that's supposed to be the practice. Everything is cheaply made, so it's cheap, and when it just breaks, it's just easier to replace it.
No, that's not a society we want to live in, though. That's the society we
No,
do live in.
yeah,
We
but it's
want
not the
us. I want
society we
us.
live in.
Yeah, it
Be-
is. People make
no,
cheap shit
well,
that you have
yeah,
to. No, because what
right,
you're saying is you make things cheaply so that
right,
you have to force the customer to buy the new thing because the old one is made so cheaply it breaks really fast.
yes,
It's like iPhones. When they brick iPhones
yes.
purposefully so that you have to buy the new one.
Right.
That's
And what
not
I'm saying
good.
is no, and I'm not saying it's good. Well, that system would be better than the system that we have now because how much do you think an iPhone costs to make?
True, yeah. It's like they're made cheaply, but they're still
But they
expensive.
charge us a lot. Yes. And that's what I'm getting at. Is like if it was something where like, hey, it only costs us $20 to make this, we're selling it for 50.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. But now it's like $20, but it's $120 for the fifth one, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I haven't bought an iPhone in a long time.
I want to go back to I want to get an Android, but I have so much tied into my Apple
Oh,
crap
I
now
know.
that but like Androids they're more tech like savvy and you can
Yeah.
do a lot more on it.
I remember
And
having
I
an
just want to get an
S4.
emulator.
I loved having an S4. Thought it was so great. And then it was in high school. My mom like upgraded all her phones or something, and I had to get an iPhone because it was like part of the upgrade
It was the
deal
deal, yeah.
thing. And I was like, I don't want a stupid iPhone. I got
Yeah.
one, and I hated it for a while. Now I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I'd want to go
You're
back
just
to
a part of the
Samsung, but
masses.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
My
But
iPad,
yes,
but I don't have an Apple Watch anymore. It broke.
I had one, but I stopped wearing it for like 2 years. And so when I went to update it I had to wait 8 hours for it to update, and I had to have my phone sitting next to it the entire time. And I was like, "That well, this is just going in a drawer. I'm never going to wear it again."
Yeah, yeah. Mine just the screen broke off. You know they have Apple like rings, like ring watches now. I think they're coming out with them soon if they're not already
A
available.
ring watch?
It's a
Oh,
it's a
it's
ring, but you can like read the time
okay.
on it.
Oh,
Isn't that weird? I
I mean, I'd much rather have a big screen. So like, that's another thing I don't like about the Apple Watch. It's just it's so tiny.
Why would you want a bulk? You want a bulky watch?
I don't want a bulky watch. I want a big screen to read my text. Therefore, I don't want to watch. Is what I'm getting at.
Oh, I liked the Apple Watch. Um, I like the main reason I like it and I miss it is when I was driving because you connect to your phone, and so like I'd have my music playing, and if I'm driving, I can just go boop without having to like switch to the next song. Like looking at my phone to switch to the next song, I can just go boop, tune this. Oh, don't like that. Boop, and, just real fast.
Yeah.
And um, I don't like I like using GPS for everything, and
Right.
I never liked like the GPS talking to me, and so because I can read the screen, I know what it says. You don't have to tell me. So with the Apple Watch, you can turn the sound off on the maps, and whenever you were like when you get like 500 feet, 250 feet, 100 feet to the turn or whatever, your watch would like vibrate. It'd go doom doom. And so when
Mm,
you were like really close to like when you were at the turn, it would keep like faster, like Jaws would go like doom doom doom
okay.
doom 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 doom
I
doom.
like
So
that.
like so then like okay, it's beeping really fast. There's a turn right there. And you can also just like real quickly just flip your wrist and see the turn
Yeah.
right here. But I liked that a lot. It made driving so easy because you don't really have to look at the screen to like, oh, 10 miles I need to turn. Better make sure I remember that. You just
Yeah.
drive, and once your wrist starts vibrating, then you can be like, oh, I have a turn coming up, and you're good. It was easy when I was driving in like Los Angeles, like California. Made it a lot easier to like drive around the city, stuff like that. So that
For
was me.
sure.
That's the only reason why I miss it is music and GPS while I'm driving.
I would like that. I do like a little like vibrate system for when your turn's coming up because like that's my biggest thing with GPS is like, okay, is this the road I turn on or is it the
Right.
next one?
Exactly. Yeah. You like you have multiple right turns. Which is the
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like, okay, 300 feet could mean literally like a mile down the road or right now. Like I don't know what that means.
Especially if you're driving in a car going like 35 miles an hour, you can
Yeah,
cover 30. You cover 300 feet pretty quick. So it's like
yeah,
there's two gravel roads right here. Which is the one? And
yeah.
it's never the one you choose. It's
No.
never the one you're like, it's gotta be that one. Nope. Wrong. Uh I think when I was in LA, the GPS like switched. Like the map instead of being top down, it was like it made it like street level, almost like Apple
Oh,
Maps, like the
yeah.
Google Earth or something. Like Street View. That made it super easy to turn on. Because then you'd see like the actual buildings on the map, and it would have a arrow going to that like down that road. I don't know if that was Apple Maps or if that was something else that we were using, but that was cool for
Hmm.
like it being in the city. I've never seen it. And I don't think Columbia does that when
No,
you're
probably
there,
not.
but it made it pretty cool in Los Angeles and San Francisco. Made it easy
I
to
bet.
drive through. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I got one more thing to talk about, Mason. For this
Okay.
episode. Well, actually, I have a lot we could talk about, but we'll keep it in normal time. Um, the celebrity this week, because I don't think I have a quote for this person, because they're a new celebrity, new Missouri
Chapel
celebrity.
Roan.
No, no, we've done her.
Oh,
We've had
ew.
her. No, I mean,
Rude. Hope there was consent.
we haven't done her. No, no, no. Wait, no. We've used quotes from her a couple times, I think.
Oh, okay.
So
I was
no
about to
need
say
for
we
that.
shouldn't joke about that because I think she made a big deal about that.
Yeah, so stop. Quit it.
Yeah.
We're the
I'm
media.
sorry.
We are the
The joke
enemy.
was right there though.
It
And I
was.
wasn't trying to make fun of you. Obviously, he didn't have sex with you or me.
I would, but I'm not. I don't want to be weird about it, but there it is. No, I'm not talking about Chapel Roan. I'm talking about Claudine Wilson.
Okay, never heard of her.
Yeah, no, she's new.
Okay.
So she is
Yeah,
she
she
is
is.
a former custodian, or
Nice.
she's a custodian at a high school at a school.
Okay.
And she also drives the buses and stuff because they're low on
Okay.
staff, so she does all this. Um, and it was in Swedenborg, Missouri. Just like
Oh.
it's like near
Okay.
Lake of the Ozarks, I think.
Okay.
In that school district. But now, she was just known as the custodian. But now her name is sprawled across the newly dubbed Claudine Wilson Learning Center.
Oh,
They named the school after her.
crazy.
The
Just for
she's
years of
been
service.
there for 30 years at this K through 8 elementary school, this building. Um, she's great. She started working there in '92. Originally just a custodian, working there 4 hours a day, and then she just kept doing more. She just loved the kids, and she eventually took on like all these different jobs, like driving the bus and stuff. Kids started calling her the bustodian because you know how kids
Oh,
are. So creative, and she's retired now. I think she retired last year, but she still like helps out and does a bunch of stuff for the school, driving and all that stuff. Because one thing I know for sure from my knowing that my dad being a principal is that there are not enough bus drivers in this state. Is what it seems like.
yeah. We always had like I remember in middle school, one of our coaches drove the bus.
Yeah, yeah. Williams would always drive the bus and stuff for
Yeah.
track meets and everything. But dude, yeah, Claudine Wilson was the coolest. She just helps out. She's a hard worker. Trying to just look through here to see if there. I mean, it's like one of those things. People they call her the lifeblood of the school. It's one of those things where like parents of kids there now remember when they were kids going there, and she was like helping out, and like she's still helping out.
It was like
So
Richter.
yeah, it's kind of like that. Dude, can you imagine if they named South after him? That would be.
They never would. I would love it if they did,
I
but
would love it. Or at least like
yeah.
you know something. The gym, name the gym after him or
Yeah.
something. The locker room. Wouldn't it be
Yeah.
weird if
He was a
someone named
little
a?
too controversial though. I liked him, but
You think it'd be weird if someone named like a locker room after you? Like this is the Mason Greenwell locker room. Oh,
yes.
the stories we could tell of him in there.
Yes, I would not like that personally. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think I would like anything named after me. I was like, just give me money
Oh,
instead.
did Mason break records at the school? Is that why you're naming the locker room after him? No, he didn't go to the school, but he visited it multiple times when he was a custodian.
No.
He was a
No.
substitute teacher here. He was
No.
always hanging out in the locker room. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, the Claudine Wilson Learning Center. Uh,
Good for her.
That's so cool. I'm very happy about it. I had a
We
big,
salute you.
you had a big smile on my face when I was seeing this on the news. I'm just trying to see if there's any other quotes here. But no, it's just more, it's just all this praise. I'm reading this story. This is on NPR that I'm reading right now. Um, but no, she's great. Says the school district is working on hiring more bus drivers so that she can like fully retire and get on with her life. But she doesn't. I mean, she loves it, so
Yeah.
she's probably gonna keep helping however she can. 'Cause she's just a baller. It's what she does. So, hats off to you, Claudine. You're the coolest. It's funny because now you said Ricker, and it's like yeah, every school hopefully has like that one custodian that's like the coolest,
Yeah.
or just like I don't know, maybe not, maybe not cool. You know what I mean? Like cool, like the kids, but like um, I don't know. How would you describe Ricker? Just like a funny shit
I
talker.
yeah, I think he was just a guy that it would just go to show that, like you don't you don't have like I don't know, like titles and things don't really matter. It's just what you want to do and like, you know. Because
Good
like
person,
Richter
yeah.
loved, yeah, he loved what he did, I think. Like
I think so. I don't
he
know.
was and he always like had fun with everyone. Like he was just
It,
he was a good person to have in the school, I think. He was kind of mean to some kids, so that's probably not good, but
he was a good vibe.
yeah.
Kids pick up on that. He wasn't like a yeah. Cause
He wasn't a
some
creep or
you say
anything.
some janitors, yeah, they don't talk to anyone. They just kind of like are in the corner mopping up their, doing their job. Just fine. They don't
Yeah.
have to talk to the kids and like joke around. I'm sure some people would prefer they didn't.
Yeah, I mean in
Right?
today's world I probably wouldn't. That's a slippery slope.
Yeah, never know when you might get called out. But I don't know. I think it's cool. I think Claudine's cool. It's like when someone that not as a custodian, right? She's helping the kids. Like it was a whole thing of like the superintendent was talking about like when students have problems, they don't go to the uh,
Counselor.
counselor. They go to Claudine first. Like home problems or like shit like that.
Mm,
They go to her first. They don't go to the teacher. They go to her for advice or comfort or whatever. So that's just going above and beyond. Uh, which is cool. I would never go to Ricker for advice.
no, me neither. I would go to him for
A good
if
story.
I yeah,
Yeah.
or I would ask him how he would do something, even though I already know how I'm going to
Yes.
do it.
I see him every so often at like gas stations in Shelbina. If I'm ever in Shelbina, I always end up seeing him at a gas station. We always run into each other, and yeah, he's got a lot to say.
For
He's one of those
sure.
guys that like you get trapped talking to him, which is fine, but I'm in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, congrats to Claudine. You're the coolest. We need more people like that in the world. Claudine Wilson, the lifeblood of the Swedenborg School District. Swedenborg, a weird name, Swedenborg. And they named the whole school after her. So congratulations to her. Your 2024 is Missourian of the Year.
Nice.
I said it.
Nice.
She beat Chapel Roan out. It was between her and Chapel Roan. And honestly, I think Claudine's done more.
And honestly, Chapel Roan would probably give it to her anyway.
She better.
Hmm.
She better. So you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and give it to her for Chapel Roan. That way we don't have to even worry about that.
Ew. There
She got
better be
second
some
place.
consent there.
No, no. I mean the prize of Missourian of the Year, not sexual
Ah,
intercourse. Once
okay.
again, you misconstrued my words.
Uh,
You are serving up brain rot right now to the
yes.
people of the world. I want you to know that.
Yes.
So why don't you tell everyone where they can find you online and get more brain rot, and
To
then we'll
find
get out
more
of here.
brain rot,
Yeah.
you can find me at Mason Greenwell 52 on Instagram and Threads. Um, I might look into Blue Sky. I've been talking about it a lot, and I have actually never looked into it. I might get on there and see what's going on there.
Yeah, I heard Taylor
Um,
Swift has Blue Sky.
nice.
I
Yeah,
don't
there's a
know.
lot of artists that are on Blue Sky.
I think just a lot of
Um,
people in general, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then TikTok, that is M Green Wee on TikTok. So
Mm, there we go. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my brain rot tag is at Van Windsor. The brain rot from Mellow Brick Road is on Instagram at mbr.pod, and also Facebook, just Mellow Brick Road if you want the brain rot from Facebook, that's probably like the main source of it right now. So there you go.
for sure.
Check us out there. We don't have an X. Nice try. Nice try, Elon. We don't have that blue
Never.
check mark, unfortunately. Um, I'm just checking to see if there's any last things here. Actually, yeah, there is real fast before I get out of here. Email us at mellowbrickroad.podcast@gmail.com. And I can't believe I didn't say this yet, but Mason, I made pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving, and it was the greatest pie of all time, bro.
Nice. Did you go with that crust?
I did.
Nice.
I actually messed up a little bit. I didn't put enough seeds in there. I kind of mixed up. Well, I could have put more seeds in there, like ground up seeds, but I kind of misread the instructions and I was missing like a fourth of a cup, so I wasn't too upset about it. It's still, you can still taste them, and I thought I burnt the crust a little bit, but when I pulled it out of the oven, it smelled like burnt popcorn. It was
Ooh,
weird, dude. It's weird. But dude, it was so good. Oh my god, dude.
nice.
I got the first slice, and people were eating it, and I'm glad there was not a ton left, but I just literally like yesterday, a few days after Thanksgiving, I finished it all off for like 10 minutes. I just sat there with a spoon in front of the glass, the
Yeah.
thing. I just ate all of it. I ate the rest of it. It was so good. It was just like I was saying. I've never liked the crust of pumpkin pie. And my feeling, I'll make a note of it. It was a little bit blandish, not really bland, but it could add more flavor. But like on its own, it was kind of bland. But if you had a bite with the filling and the crust, because it was kind of thick crust, it was heavenly. Like
Oh.
the crust was so good, the filling was okay, I thought, but like together, holy shit! Didn't need, because my sister was like, she was really worried about it for some reason, and she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna drown it in Miracle Whip anyway, so it doesn't matter." And since she ate it, and she realized, she's like, "Oh, I forgot to put Miracle Whip on there."
Nice.
Ate the whole thing without Miracle Whip, and I was like, "Boom, there you go."
That's
No,
what you
wait,
want?
no, no, wait, Miracle Whip? That's mayonnaise.
No. Cool Whip.
Cool Whip, not Miracle Whip. You don't put Miracle Whip on pumpkin pie, I don't think.
I mean,
I
you
didn't.
could.
You can put anything on anything, but I didn't. I did put Cool Whip on it a little bit, but on its own, dude, I have so much ingredients left over. I'm gonna make it again. It
Nice.
was so good. Very very happy with how it turned out. Um, yeah. So you need to get into pies, and I'll bring you some.
Okay.
Bless you. Bless you.
Ooh.
So yeah, can't believe I almost forgot to tell you about that. It was, dude,
Oh,
you okay?
sorry. Yeah, I'm good now.
So yeah, my allergies. My allergies have been really bad. Really annoying. All right. Yep. There we go. That's the end of
Yeah.
Mellow Brick Road, path number 127. We'll see you all next time. Here we go.
You think the other kids at Stuart Little's orphanage were pissed off that family took a mouse over them?
Oh, dude.
You don't
I'd
think
be
so?
livid.
Me too.